안녕하세요. 쇼킹TV에 오신 여러분을 환영합니다. 저는 톰슨입니다. 오늘은 정말 판사다운 판사의 모습을 만나볼 겁니다. 그는 텍사스주 해리스 카운티 형사법원 5호 법정에서 경범죄를 다루는 데이빗 플라이셔 판사죠. 데이빗 판사가 진행하는 사전심리 재판은 종종 생중계되어 시청자들이 돌아와서 어떤 일을 다루고 있는지 보고 들을 수 있으며 주로 경범죄 사건들에 따른 보석 조건 등을 간접적으로 배울 수 있습니다. 휴스턴 대학교와 쿨리 법학대학원에서 법을 공부한 데이빗 판사는 2004년부터 텍사스에서 변호사로 활동했으며 2018년에 판사로 선출되기 전까지는 14년 동안 형사 변호사로 활동하였습니다. 참고로 미국에서는 한국과는 다르게 선거로 판사를 뽑습니다. 그리고 임기가 끝나면 다시 선거를 통해 판사를 뽑는데 임기가 끝나는 판사도 재선에 출마할 수 있습니다. 그래서 기존의 판사로 근무했던 사람들은 보통 재선에서 판사를 지냈다는 이력 덕분에 재선에 성공하고 계속해서 판사로 지낼 수 있게 되죠. 특별한 이유가 없으면 본인이 은퇴하고 싶을 때까지 계속 근무할 수 있는 환경이라고 할 수 있습니다. 오늘 소개해드릴 데이빗 판사는 재선에 성공하여 현재 임기가 2026년 12월까지이며 아마 이어서 또 재선에 도전할 것 같습니다. 그리고 데이빗 판사를 소개해드리는 이유는 제목에서도 보셨던 것처럼 판사다운 판사의 모습에 가장 가까운 사람이 아닐까 하는 생각이 들어서입니다. 물론 미국에서는 이미 스타 판사로 유명하지만 우리나라에서는 거의 알려지지 않았기에 뜻깊은 만남이 될 것 같군요.
What do we owe the honor of El Famoso Arnold Lopez?
No, Judge.
I mean, really?
You're the famous one.
No, it's you.
My son sends me videos of you from Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Really?
I had a person reach out to us from Israel yesterday. I was like, wow, crazy, huh?
You're famous.
No, whatever. I'm going to put a GPS monitor on you, and I'm forbidding you from going to any store that you have a prior contact with in a theft case. Do you understand? And if I find that you have any contact with any of these stores, I'm going to make your bond so high your teeth are going to fall out. Do you understand?
Sir.
Catch and release days are over. No more catch and release. We are going to get to the bottom of why this continues to happen. You need to start working. You have way too much time on your hands, and you are the epitome of self-destructive behavior. You need something to do with your life, Mr. Waters. You need to get a job. So this is what we're going to do. And we have a job fair that's coming up. Do you have a valid Texas driver license?
Upon the traffic stop, I found out that it was suspended.
I want to impart something to you that I am making it a bond condition for you now that you're not to drive any vehicle for any reason. I don't care what your reason is. If I find that you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. I don't care if there's a burning building or Mother Teresa needs to go to church. You get into a car and drive, there's going to be HE double hockey sticks to pay. Do you understand?
데이빗 판사의 이러한 모습은 팬층이 형성되면서 꽤 큰 지지를 받았지만 그렇지 않은 사람들도 있었습니다. 그 사람들은 데이빗 판사의 모습이 비전문적이며 쇼를 하고 있다고 비판하였죠. 그 이유인즉슨 보석에 해당하는 조건이 너무 과하다는 것이었습니다. 하지만 데이빗 판사는 자신의 재판을 거치는 사람들을 돕고 싶다고 공식적으로 말한 적이 있습니다. 그 예로 작년 10월 7일에 열린 심리 재판에서 피고가 수차례 가석방 위반한 것을 꾸짖었지만 나중엔 그 피고의 변호사에게 최선을 다해서 도울 것이라고 말했죠.
We were in here the other day and you were acting like it's all little bunnies jumping in the woods, all happy-go-lucky, knowing full well that you had a ton of bond violations. You were to have a curfew from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At 4:30 in the morning? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different violations where you were going out in the middle of the night. Guess what happens, or do you have any response?
Your Honor, I've spoken to the family. I've spoken to Mr. Chavez. I recommended that he get started with some therapy, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you get started with that therapy right now. Guess what happens? Guess. He goes with you. Yeah, we'll get started real quick. We'll talk, I don't know, he'll pop up in tomorrow's docket. We can talk again, but he's out at 4:30 in the morning, 1 in the morning. It's unacceptable. He doesn't get it. So, his bond's $100 now. I'll make it a 5,001. You know, if they have issues making it, just let me know. We can talk. But I mean, I can't just let him go, you know? Yeah, okay, thanks.
데이비 판사의 모습을 쭉 보신 것처럼 꽤 액션도 많이 취하고 질책하는 말도 많이 합니다. 그래서 어떤 사람들은 그가 맡은 심리재판을 보고 쇼를 진행하는 것 같다고 느낍니다. 유명해지기 위해서 이러한 액션이나 굳이 하지 않아도 될 만한 말들을 한다고 말이죠. 그렇지만 그 사람들은 법률에 대해 모르거나 혹은 재판을 준비하는 판사가 얼마나 많은 것들을 알아보고 공부하고 와야 하는 건지 모르고 하는 사람들일 겁니다. 재판을 준비하는 판사가 무슨 공부를 하고 와야 하는 건지 모르겠어. 그냥 대충 들어보고 마음에 들면 풀어주고 마음에 안 들면 벌금이나 징역을 선고하면 되는 거 아니야? 라고 생각하는 분들이 계신다면 이번 심리재판을 보시면 좋겠군요. 이번 피고는 술을 마시는 행위를 계속해서 함으로써 가석방 조건을 위반하였습니다. 보호관찰관이 불시에 집으로 찾아와서 알코올 테스트를 하는 것에서 걸린 것이었죠. 그런데 이러한 조건은 왜 걸었던 것일까요? 그녀가 임신 중이었기 때문이었습니다. 그리고 이 알코올 테스트 결과가 양성으로 나온 다른 이유가 있을 것이라고 주장했지만 데이비 판사는 그 얘기를 믿지 않았습니다. 그럼 어떤 변명을 하는지 보도록 하겠습니다.
How far along are you?
5 months.
She's consuming alcohol while she's while pregnant.
How?
You're 5 months pregnant. You have positive alcohol usage on August 3rd.
No.
Am I reading Mandarin? I mean,
That's
Right?
according to the device. Yes, sir.
the device says that you're drinking.
There was hand sanitizer at my job, which I emailed my probation officer that day. It's not alcohol. That's why they took me out the register and put me on the floor to where I won't be around anything that consume alcohol, which is the hand sanitizer at my job. And I let my probation officer know.
Sanitizer dissipates in a matter of a second. Once you put it on and you're done like this, it dissipates in a matter of seconds.
But they write down all the register and stuff. I have not consumed any alcohol at all.
That's not what this report says. Not only does this report say that you're consuming alcohol, you have excessive skips while you're on probation as well. You,
Your Honor,
hold on a second, hold on. Okay, so April 4th, skip test. April 16th, skip test. April 18th, skip test. April 24th, skip test. April 25th, skip test. April 29th, May 2nd, May 15th, May 19th, May 22nd, June 2nd, June 4th, June 8th, June 9th, June 13th, June 16th, June 23rd, June 25th, June 26th, June 30th, July 2nd, 5th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 15th, 16th, 18th, and it goes on and it goes on as the day is long.
I was here on the 11th. I seen you on the 11th. We had court. And I said, I work at the register, and I explained to my manager that I had to step away from the register to blow into my device. So as soon as they understood that I'm on a case to where I had to step away from the register, then they had allowed to me, because I have 3 hours of window to blow into my device. So I had got that handled, which I told my probation officer as well.
We have clinicians that evaluate you to determine what the best course of action going forward on this probation is. They've deemed, after doing all their research, that the best way moving forward is to put you into a residential treatment program. I like to follow the advice of the clinicians because they know what they're talking about. Not only, are they saying this, but you're also providing us with evidence as to why it's a good idea. you know? You're saying you're not consuming, but I have concrete evidence that you are, and I have dozens of skip tests when you're not supposed to be skipping.
What
I
day
know.
was they say I consume alcohol? Because that's the day that I emailed my lawyer that day and I was at work.
It's not a negotiation. That's what they're recommending, and I think that it's a good idea. You have taken off on me 3 different times, Mr. Osborne. If you think that we are going to give you a PR bond, you were charged with assault bodily injury. You're facing a year in jail. You had an offer in this case where they were going to dismiss this case, and you have repeatedly taken off, not once, not twice, but thrice. I am not going to give you a PR bond, and we are taking you into custody now. Your bond is now set at $10,003 because of all the times that you have taken off. And I get that you're in high school, but the problem is that you have already taken off 3 times. If I let you go now, what does that tell you? What? It tells you that it's okay for you to do what you're doing and not to hold you accountable. And that's not what we do here. You need to understand that courts are here for a reason. We do court orders for a reason. And when you fail to comply, when you fail to show, there are real world consequences. And I don't know if you have anyone that's going to bond you out. If not, you will be stuck like Chuck with me until this thing is over. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm not into this pleading guilty, time served just to get out, just to ruin your life. I'm not going to let you do that. Guys, I'm not out for blood, but I want him to understand that we mean business. If he is unable to make a bond by tomorrow, then we can talk, and I'm happy to entertain perhaps something tomorrow. I get it that he's in high school, but I want him to understand that we mean business. And if I just let him go now, it's enabling him, and it's not a good thing. But I'm happy perhaps tomorrow, if he's unable to make bond, we can talk about a PR bond tomorrow.
Should we just set him for review for tomorrow?
He's going to come back tomorrow regardless because they'll auto-populate.
Okay.
Because that's what happens when we take someone into custody, they auto-populate for the next day. So we can talk about it tomorrow about, because I'm not going to let him plead guilty just to get out and just to get a conviction on his record. And I'm happy to do this, but I want him to understand that we mean business and we're not playing games. So if he's still here tomorrow, we can talk about doing a PR bond and we'll let him try that. But I'm going to tell you now, he gets an ankle monitor, curfew, and I'm going to drug test him. And I'm going to be his dad. That's it. Okay. All right. Thank you.
이렇게 진지하고 너그럽게 보이는 데이비 판사도 인내심을 잃을 때가 있었습니다.
Why do the people of Harris County get to pay for a lawyer for you when you don't do anything? How is that fair? Why you get to sit at home, play Xbox? Well, why do the people of Harris County get to pay for your lawyer? How's that fair? You're able-bodied. There's no reason why you shouldn't be working. You need a job. I'm making it a condition of your bond now that you get a full-time job. And I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks to see what you have done. But as far as what you get to hang out and do nothing all day, and then I have to pay for your lawyer too? You want a back rub too? No. I will give you an application. I'm going to send it home, and then I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see what you've done to get a job. If you've done nothing, then life's not going to go well. But it's not fair that we all here, I mean, I might as well just give you my wallet now. That's what we're doing. All I'm asking you to do is follow the law, Mr. Seastrunk. I don't give out lawyers like it's candy on Halloween, and I expect you to pull your weight. And I don't care if you don't like what I'm telling you, but sometimes in life, someone needs to put you over their knee and tell you this is how things need to go. And you, at 39, need to grow up and pull your weight. Start working. Don't be a bum.
지금껏 보신 것처럼 데이비 판사는 시민으로서 자신의 몫을 다하지 않고 노력조차 하지 않는 사람들을 별로 좋아하지 않습니다. 하지만 질책에서 그치는 것이 아니라 진심으로 챙기고 제대로 된 방향으로 나아갈 수 있도록 앞에서 끌어주는 모습을 보여줌으로써 다른 판사들과 꽤 다르다고 볼 수 있습니다. 그래서 젊은 사람들에게 가석방 조건으로 포함하는 것 중 하나는 최소한 고등학교 졸업장이라도 따라는 것입니다. 그 모습을 잘 엿볼 수 있는 심리재판 하나를 보도록 하죠. 작년 11월에 젊은 두 여성은 가게에서 물건을 훔친 혐의로 여기 왔습니다.
How old are you, ma'am?
19.
How old are you, ma'am? What do you guys do for a living?
I don't work.
Did you graduate from high school?
Huh?
Did you graduate from high school?
Not yet.
Not
I
yet.
dropped
You're
out.
19.
I dropped
Start
out.
going to college at 19. What are you doing with yourself now?
I just recently quit my job.
Doing
My husband didn't want me working anymore.
so you're going to rely on your husband for the rest of your life? That's not a good way to go through life, you know, because that husband at some point may not be there. And if he's not there for you, how are you going to eat? How are you going to support yourself? You know, I have a very young daughter. And one of the things that I'm teaching my daughter is never to rely on any man for any reason. That's why you get an education. That's why you go far in life. So you never have to rely on anyone to be able to take care of you. Because if that, the divorce rate in this country is so high, never rely on a man, ever. You need to do something with your life and you need to get back into high school. And we're going to make sure that that happens. Do you understand? I will appoint your lawyer today, but I want to see what you've done in 2 weeks to get back in high school. If you've done nothing, tell me about yourself.
I recently stopped going to school because I just had my baby, but I'm trying to get back into school.
No. Likewise, you will be on the same path as well. And if you've done nothing, same thing. Don't ever rely on a man. Men are just, some men are good, some men are not very good, but you need to be able to rely on yourself so that you work, have knowledge, because if you don't, you'll go nowhere in life. You'll never have money and you'll always have to rely on a man. Don't. Be smarter. All right. So if you can appoint lawyers to both of them, and then we will have you sign conditions that you're not allowed to go to Target. And I want to see you both back in 2 weeks to see what you've done to start working on your GED. At a minimum, you cannot go through life without having a high school education.
데이비 판사가 질책하는 사람들은 피고에 국한되지 않습니다. 법정 관계자들에게도 공평하게 적용되죠.
Well, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any weapons in your possession. I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to drive any vehicle whatsoever for any reason. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive. Am I boring you, Mr. Royal? Am I boring you? You're sitting here where you're rolling your eyes, looking up at the stars like,
No, I'm trying to clock in what you're saying, well, Your Honor. Trying to clock in. I'm listening to everything. I'm trying to listen. I ain't trying to listen. I'm working
what do you do for a living, Mr. Royal?
on construction work.
여기 또 다른 케이스도 있습니다.
You know, I'll tell you this though, Mr. Foster, you look like you have a lot of arrogance to you. If you put that heart, if you put that arrogance into working really hard, holy moly, you could command the entire world. I know people who started as a freaking dishwasher at Chick-fil-A and they worked their off. Now owns 2 of them making 400 gur a year. That's hundreds of thousands every month that he's raking in because he put his chutzpah into working and his heart into working his off. And now, dude, he's killing it.
데이빗이 항상 질책만 하는 것은 아닙니다. 조건대로 잘만 따라준다면 칭찬과 지원을 아끼지 않죠.
And Judge, I have an agreement with the state where if he completes that drug treatment program with Salvation Army and also gets employment and some residential information, that they'll dismiss the case. And so,
Good job testing negative. Great. That's all we're asking you to do, man. Stay clean. That's all. I'm not asking you to split the atom here, you know? When you're clean, good things happen, you know? The other thing is this, is that you've taken off on us.
I did, sir. I didn't have a way.
Judge, can I explain that?
Here.
Sure.
Judge, he was in Tomball at the time. He had no transportation. And he had, isn't that right? Mr.
Yeah,
Gibbler?
I was homeless.
So today he walked from Salvation Army to here. for court, but he just had no transportation, Judge. He let me know that before court, that he couldn't get over here.
Yeah, there's no.
Why are you
excuse.
homeless?
Man, I screwed my life up. I had 3.5 years clean and sober, and I got.
All of a sudden you boom homeless? That doesn't happen.
No, I left the place up. My friends I was staying with, they were back on drugs, and we got into a big argument and fight. And
what do you have in your life now?
I have my family. We're just being. I know I was on drugs. My family doesn't accept that.
Good, as they shouldn't.
Exactly.
I don't want someone who's in my house all doped up. They're just, when you're in a state like that, you're very vulnerable, right? You get angrier quicker. You have no patience. And the people who suffer the most are everyone around you when you're using. And it's not fair. And it's not fair for them to have to live with that kind of fear. Oh my God, is he using? What's going to happen today? Is he going to beat me up? Is he going to? No one wants to live like that. So it's only natural. You know what I mean?
I chose to be homeless in a sense. I pushed away from them.
Yes, of course.
I still have my family, thankfully. Now, since I did have clean and sober before, I got them back in my life and I pushed away. So
where are you living now?
Right now, I'm at the Salvation Army.
Why don't you go back home?
I want to finish this program. I want to get it right this time.
It's a 6-month inpatient drug treatment at the Salvation Army, Judge. And then he's planning to do a transitional living.
Yeah, to make sure I get it right again, because I did it before and I had 3 years clean and sober and I got injured at work.
데이비 판사가 이 경범죄를 다루는 판사직에 출사표를 던지며 공약으로 강조했던 부분은 바로 가석방에 관한 부분이었습니다. 일반적으로 감옥에 수감되는 사람들에게는 식비부터 시작해서 여러 비용이 세금으로 쓰입니다. 기존에는 경범죄로 기소된 사람들조차 꽤 가혹한 가석방 조건과 보석금 비용이 책정되어 반드시 수감될 필요가 없는 사람들까지도 수감됨으로 인해 수감시설은 과포화 상태에 시달려왔죠. 쓸데없이 나가는 세금이 꽤 많았다는 뜻입니다. 게다가 단순히 법령에 나와 있는 대로만 재판이 진행되다 보니 범죄자들의 처벌에만 집중되고 교화에는 전혀 신경 쓰지 않게 되었죠. 그러다 보니 경범죄를 저지르고 감옥에 들락날락거리는 사람들은 계속해서 늘어만 가고 교화는 되지 않고 악순환의 반복이었던 겁니다. 그래서 데이비 판사는 이 보석법의 개혁을 위한 여러 공약을 내걸었고 그건 범죄자의 교화에 치중되어 있었습니다. 교육이 안 되어 있으면 가르치고 일자리가 없어서 저지른 범죄면 일자리를 구해준 뒤 계속해서 모니터링하고 말 그대로 범죄를 줄여가면서도 사회적으로 큰 도움이 되도록 발전시키자는 것이었습니다. 그 결과 해리스 카운티에서의 경범죄 관련 투옥률은 눈에 띄게 낮아졌고 재범률도 내려갔습니다. 돈이 필요해서 범죄를 저지르는 사람, 알코올에 중독되어 음주운전을 하는 사람 등 곧바로 도와줄 수 있는 사람들은 도와주었죠. 일을 하기 싫은 데다가 돈이 필요해서 범죄를 저지르는 사람에겐 아까도 보셨던 것처럼 큰 꾸지람을 내렸고 말이죠. 우리나라에도 이런 훌륭한 판사님들이 종종 뉴스에서 나옵니다. 모두 교화에 힘쓰는 분들이기 때문에 훌륭한 판사라는 말을 듣는 거고요. 그럼 사법체계가 더욱 힘을 발휘할 수 있는 그날이 되길 기원하며 오늘은 여기서 마치겠습니다. 먼저 오늘도 이곳까지 함께 해주신 여러분께 정말 감사합니다. 저는 톰슨이었고 항상 그렇듯 다음에 만날 때까지 모두 행복하고 건강한 날 되셨으면 좋겠네요.